This is Junior Snare Drum Solo number 4 by Mike Sartini. All right, let's go through the etude and talk about how I'm approaching the etude and things to work on as you prepare it. So for this piece, I'm using 16th note roll bass for all of the rolls, even though at 130 this is pretty quick. So you have to be a little bit, you got to be loose in your fingers so that you don't kill all the buzzes. Right, so you have to be loose so that you can keep your hands moving at the right speed, but still get a smooth buzz roll. Okay, so we start at with a sforzando on all these rolls. What that means to me is that I'm going to start the first 2 notes, right hand and left hand, with basically what are accents, and then bring the roll down there. So it doesn't start at forte, it starts at forte with 2 accents, essentially. Going down to piano, don't go as soft as you can, because in the next figure you have to go all the way down to pianissimo. So give yourself a little bit of room down at the bottom so that you can go lower. We play the roll, we go down to piano, we play through the 16th note phrase, that's all straightforward. Then we play the second roll and go 1 dynamic lower that time, all the way down to pianissimo. Then clean terrace dynamic up to mezzo forte with accents. Then the next 2 measures are still mezzo forte, even though it retards. You can decrescendo a tiny bit or crescendo a tiny bit, depending on what you want to do with the phrasing, but stay within that mezzo forte range. We have a half note roll with a fermata and then a caesura, so no release on the roll, just pick your hands up. You have a caesura, so you can take a breath here. Let me play through that whole phrase now. 1, 2, ready, And I got down too soft in the piano at the beginning. I didn't leave myself enough room. Now as we move into the next phrase, now we're at forte. I'm going to try to use my right hand for all of the ornaments. So I'll have the roll here and the 16th notes. Right hand flam, right hand drag, right flam, drag, flam. Then we have a 4-stroke rough. You have 2 options for how you can do this. You can single it. I would start left hand to right hand. And notice that's 3 quiet notes and 1 louder note. It's not 4 loud notes, not this. It's this. Or, if you want a crisper sticking, use right, left, left, right. Very popular sticking in orchestral music because you get a nice, crisp, articulate sound. Then we go down to piano. 16th note up and down. I'm going up to, on this whole note roll, I'm going up to about mezzo forte or so. It doesn't say specifically where to go. You can use your best musical judgment there. have a short 8th note roll and then a diddle. So I'm using the right hand there, so it's right, right, left. That's pretty quick, so you got to be nice and easy on your fingers. A little similar to a flamacue accent. Then right hand for the flam and the drag. Then for the next figure, I'm going to play the next 3 bars. Actually, let me play up to there. 1, 2, ready. Oops, sorry, my fault. Let me try the whole phrase. I'll start right at the piano. There we go. One more time through the whole phrase. Ready? There we go. Now, for the next 3 bars, I'm going to start with my right hand, and everything is going to be hand to hand, even though it may seem unusual. There's a reason why I'm doing that. It's going to set up what I'm going to do in the 4th bar. Now I'm on the left hand for the 4th bar. There's a couple of different ways you could do this 4th bar. What seems to me to the most logical, I think what Mr. Sartini was going for here, is the idea that you would play flam taps. So I'm doing that with my left hand, so left, left, right, right, left, left. Then you could either do the 4 flams alternating, which is pretty tough, or you could do them all with the same hand. That's what I'm choosing to do. The difficulty with that is you have to make sure you don't pop the flams. You have to use 4 of the same stroke each time. Right, so that whole phrase. Ready to go. Don't try to overplay those flams at the end, because not only does that make it more difficult, but we still have some dynamics we need to increase into the next phrase. Okay, then as we move into the next line, now we have forte with housetop accents. Don't pound the drum, play very articulately, come off the drum, but right in the center. Ja, right? It's a marcato accent, very staccato, very marked. The next 2 bars are meant to challenge your subdivision and your counting. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. 1, 2, and a 3, and 4. 1, 2, and 3, 4. 1, 2, and E. Right? So that's the E of 4. Don't play on beat 4. Don't play on the and of beat 4. It's not right where it's an 8th note. It's right. So there's a little bit of anticipation there. Instead of right, you hear the difference there. That's the second way is the incorrect way. Right, so that phrase, ready, 1. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. The next 2 bars are, again, meant to challenge your ability to subdivide. We have dotted 8/16ths and then triplets. So the first bar is not meant to be played swung. It's not this. Where the first bar also has a triplet bass and you're just leaving the second partial out. It's 16th notes to triplet. Think very square and then round. All right, so that's a distinction to work on a little bit. 1 EN, a 2 EN, a 3 EN, a 4 EN, a triplet, 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 triplet. Again, not. In that case, the left hand's coming a little bit sooner and then it gets swung out. You want it to be very crisp and then round. Some more 8th notes, upbeat 8th note flams, all with your right hand. The one on the and of beat 2 has a housetop accent, so I'm doing that in the center. And then 16th note, 6th tuplet, and then another housetop accent. Cesura. You can pause for a second. And then we're basically at a recap. So I'll skip over the first couple bars, 1, 2, 3, 4, because they're essentially the same as material from the first phrase. Then we have the terraced accent idea again, but now moving from piano directly to mezzo forte, directly to forte. That's not meant to be a smooth crescendo. It's 3 specific dynamic levels. So it's not... Right? 3, 4, don't compress that space in the rest there. Then we have the same retardando lick that we had in the third line, but now it's at forte, and again, doesn't move dynamically except for a little bit of phrasing as you retard. Same idea again, you have the half note roll with a fermata, so you can roll for a second and then just pick your hands up, but remember this time the roll is at forte. Then for the final lick, this is a little fun lick. You're at the same dynamic, back to a tempo, you have forte, and then you have the stick click. You can do the stick click kind of however you want. What you should aim for, though, is to make the stick click musical, so it's not, and then you're done. Right? Don't throw that stick click away. Make it musical. Right? It's a long 8th note that ends the piece. So what I'm doing there, in addition to being a little more gestural with it perhaps, I'm also really relaxing my hold on the sticks so that the sticks will ring a little bit instead of... Right? And it just gives it a little bit more musical tone. So here's the difference. Versus, right? It's subtle, but it's there. Now I'll go back and play through the whole etude again.